Hello once again, viewers, and thank you so much for tuning in to 284 Media. The Ministry of Health and Social Development will be launching a parade and health fair for adults and children as part of the activities to observe World Food Day on October 16th. Now, the events are being organized for residents to address issues related to their overall health and well-being in the middle of the COVID-19 pandemic, of course, with an emphasis being placed on food appreciation, food security, healthy diets, nutrition, and agriculture. The parade will commence World Food Day celebrations, but the conversation is so much more. I am today joined by Ms. Patrice Maduru and Ms. Harmony Bruley Messiah of the Ministry of Health to discuss the upcoming day of activities. We're talking food appreciation, food security, healthy diets, agriculture, and the fun bake-off competitions. We'll be right back. After a word from our sponsors, you're watching 284 Media out of Tortola in the beautiful British Virgin Islands.
You value traditions.
Today,
You value music. You value education. Family.
I love you.
Service.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Love. Life. At Popular, we're committed to you and everything our community values. For the things you value the most, count on us. Popular.
Welcome back, viewers, and thanks again for sticking with us. World Food Day will be observed on October 16th under the theme, Our Actions Are Our Future, Better Production, Better Nutrition, a Better Environment, and a Better Life. Ms. Harmony Bruley Messiah and Ms. Patrice Maduru, thank you so much for your time this morning, and welcome to our 284 Media studios.
Thanks for having us.
Good morning, and thank you for having us.
You're most welcome. We are doing some very exciting things, of course, at the Ministry of Health to observe World Food Day, which is going to be observed on the 16th, as mentioned. I want to get into the activities, of course, the bake-off competitions, but when we think of World Food Day and food and the emphasis of it, I want to begin by touching on food security. As we look at our territory, of course, COVID-19 in and of itself has really opened our eyes to a lot of things. Where are we, or where would you say we are, as it pertains to food security, and how can we be doing better as a society?
Well, in terms of food security from a health perspective, it's basically not having enough to meet your daily amount of calories per day. On a production level, that would be on the agriculture department to speak on that. But from a health perspective,
yes,
you can look at it from this perspective, as in on Tortola, we do have the ability to get the foods that we want to meet the amount of caloric needs in a day via importation. But when you look at our islands like Anegada and Just Van Dyke, we can actually say that we do have food deserts, because if they don't travel to the mainland to get what they need, then more or less they're basically screwed. So food security is an issue that we need to tackle both on the health side of things and the agricultural side of things. But on the health side, we can see that food security can actually lead to malnutrition, which we in the territory we do have a problem with, more so the obesity side of things that we are actually grappling with, especially in our children and in our adolescents. And we know obesity is actually a non-communicable chronic disease,
yes,
which can actually lead to diabetes, high blood pressure, stroke, cardiovascular disease, and so on and so forth.
As well as mental disorders.
Yeah, exactly, as well as mental disorders. So that is something that we in health, we tend to, we're actually looking to grab the bull by the horns now, because it's something that we must deal with right now, because it's really getting out of control in our territory.
Right.
Yeah.
Patrice, thank you so much for mentioning that, because as we look at food security, we cannot, in the conversation of food in general, we cannot neglect to talk about healthy diets. Now, culturally, as Caribbean people, we are sometimes more inclined to eat foods that are not the best in health for us. Ms. Messiah, can you speak to what our healthy diets should be looking at? Where should we be moving more as it pertains to not only portions, but the type of foods that we eat that could allow us to not face and experience some of the non-communicable diseases like you just mentioned?
Correct. So, in essence, this day, this World Food Day, is highlighting how important nutritious, healthy food is for us. And that day, we're actually going to be launching the BVI's National Dietary Guidelines.
Great.
So before we actually use the Caribbean guidelines, which dealt with 6 food groups, but now we have actually collapsed one of the groups, and we're actually just going to be pushing 5 main groups. And essentially, how Pat has developed it, she has essentially laid it out in a graphical format, like a plate, and she has allocated, so you could get an estimation of what the amounts of the various food groups that you should be having. Of course, we know that vegetables should be taking up at least half of the plate, right? Followed by your complex carbs, then your dairy, and then your proteins. Now here in the BVI particularly, we find that we do not eat a lot of vegetables or fruits. In fact, our last step survey that was conducted in 2009 showed that over 90% of our population got less than one serving of fruits and vegetables a day. Now, this can be because, to be quite honest, I find the food here to be very expensive.
It is.
I'm sure persons would agree with you.
Yes, especially the strawberries, the blueberries, the blackberries. Those fruits are actually on the lower end of the spectrum when it comes to sugars, and therefore they're very healthy. So we get our bananas and our oranges and our apples fairly cheaper,
Yes.
Yeah.
but they're also on the higher end of the glycemic index.
Yeah.
So even though, we're eating a lot of, person may be eating a lot of the apples and the oranges and what's not, you are kind of substituting one type of sugar for another. So all of these things we're actually going to be bringing to the forefront when on World Food Day, because we're going to have a various educational seminars and booths and what's not that will be present at Food Day. And we're also going to be doing a series of programs to highlight how persons in the BVI can better their nutrition given what is accessible right now.
Wonderful and well said. Now, in going into the activities, of course, we have the Bake Off competitions. Tell us about these 2 amazing competitions.
Well, this is something that we are extremely excited about.
As you can see.
Especially from the year and a half that we've had. So we really want the community, the public, to get engaged in what it is that we are trying to do. And one of the things that we've come up with is having bake-off competitions, because, we in the BVI, we do love our sweets. We have our cakes, we have our tarts, we have our tamon stews and the different fudge and what's not. So we came with the idea of, hey, what if we can actually have a competition where people can actually see if they can make a healthier alternatives for all of these confectionaries and lovely goodies that we have here in the territory.
But no less tasty.
Yes, but not substituting the taste. So that's a challenge that we've put forth to the public, and right now we do have some interest. People are talking about it, and people are wanting to know more about it. So that is one way that we've seen that people can be more aware of the food availability that we do have here in the BVI, and also the accessibility to some of the products that we do have in the territory.
Amazing. So viewers, as you're going to be seeing the posters shortly, there is for a cookie, there's for adults and children. The bake-off is for the adults, and the cookie competition is for children. So both parties get to really participate in these amazing events. Now, Pat, we also have a costume wear. Tell us about that.
Well, the costume wear, we really do want to make it as exciting as we possibly can. So we are really asking the public for a parade where they can, dress up as healthy foods for their costume. It can be homemade, it can be bought. We really want people to get really creative for this parade that we have. We really want the people to get as engaged as possible, because this is a message that we want to get the people to be aware of and to understand.
We do want to highlight the awareness and the importance of this day. And it isn't just enough to give a speech. I think the BVI needs to be more, the community needs to be more engaged in what is happening, not just locally, but regionally. So on this day, we're actually going to be standing with, over 150 other countries in celebrating World Food Day and saying, no to hunger.
Yes.
Because I know one of the Sustainable Development Goals, as number 2, speaks about trying to achieve zero hunger, not
Yes.
just in your territory, but globally by 2030. So we really want to start here by highlighting what is going on here in the territory and getting different corporations and organizations to commit to fighting hunger and malnutrition here in the territory and then globally. So we really want to kick off that day with a World Food Day parade, and to be quite honest, we want to set a standard in the
Yes,
region.
we do.
So we really want to show that you can do fun, creative things even in the midst of the pandemic.
Yeah.
We keep talking about getting back to normal. So in order to get back to normal, you do have to start gradually engaging and putting in activities where the community can come out in a safe fashion but still have an enjoyable time. So we want to start the World Food Day event with a parade. And like Pat rightly said, you can wear a costume, a full costume, like a banana or orange or sexy tomato. You can wear a partial costume, like a headdress. If you've ever seen the Chica Bananas commercials, where they have the head wrap and the fruit on top. And we really want the youth to be involved, especially like the tiny tots, to wear the headdresses and stuff like that. The Ministry of Health has actually created some really nice mock-ups for those persons who may not have time to design a t-shirt to represent the slogan. So if you're interested in participating, you can just simply go to Kenny T's and get one of the mock-ups printed and come and join in the parade. We have been collaborating with a lot of different organizations who are willing to sponsor, who are willing to participate. So we do anticipate it being a good time. So the parade is then going to segue, because it starts at 10, and it's going to segue straight into the health fair.
Yes, I wanted to touch on the National Health Fair, which I think is of paramount importance. Of course, the Ministry of Health and Social Development is really committed to improving the health and well-being of the people of the Virgin Islands. What can we expect from the National Health Fair?
Oh,
That's
lots
going
of
to
stuff.
be good. It's going to be really good.
First of all, we do have health screenings, so individuals can be able to get their blood sugar tested, their blood pressure, their cholesterol levels. We do have some culinary
Demonstrations by HLSCC.
From HLSCC, and they are excited about that. They are pumped and ready to go. We do have some contributions from the culinary program from the Virgin Islands School of Technical Studies, and they are excited about it as well. We do have other food exhibitions from canning and dehydration. We also have
the bread exhibitions,
Yes,
so you can come actually see the different types of breads that are
Yeah.
made here and
Wonderful.
sample them. We have the community exhibitions, the competition
Yes.
as well, so they're going to be on display, so the community can actually come and sample the various creative confectionery sweets that they have made. We are trying to persuade the farmers market to come down. We're going to meet with them on Saturday because the main concern is traffic. But once we get the community engaged with the health fair and they come out, I think that would kind of help mitigate some of the fears that they're having regarding getting their produce sold.
Yes, and we're also trying to reach out to vendors who do like the local juice sales as well, so they have an opportunity to come and showcase and sell some of their goodies as well.
Correct, and we do have games for the
do.
kids,
Lovely.
and these are free. So you're going to come and you're going to play the games, and you can win free prizes. I mean, you're not going to lose anything. You're essentially coming down. You're going to see your friends. You're going to be educated about nutrition. You're going to get to interface with the community and what it is that they're doing. And I think there are a lot of things out there that the community is doing that we don't know about. Like we didn't even know about Full Belly Farms.
Yes,
we found out about that.
Actually, the other day when we made a request about Canada and dehydration, so that's one of the people them that we have
Beautiful.
to contact and get them on board to participate with us. So Full Belly Farms, we are coming. We are coming.
And again, this is all going to be held on October 16th. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so October 16th, not only viewers, do you get an opportunity to just learn a lot about our food, different types of foods here in the BVI. Like Miss Messiah said, you get an opportunity to interact and really come together. We've all been through quite a bit, and we're at the point where we could host such events, which we are extremely thankful for. And I want to encourage the community to come out and support the health fair on that day, particularly as it pertains to screenings. Many persons, it does not hurt to come and get your regular screenings and to check your glucose, cholesterol, and what have you. So this is a great opportunity. If persons are interested, whether it be vendors, they want to sign up for any of the competitions, of course, I want to mention that the costume wear and competition can also be done by corporations. Large corporations can participate as well. But how can persons get in contact with the Ministry of Health to participate and be a part of the number of events that you guys are hosting?
They can call Public Health Unit at 468-2281 or 468-2282. They can also email BVI Health Promotions Unit, that's bvihpu.gov.vg for the inquiries and if they have any general questions.
Beautiful. Yeah. Ladies, I want to thank you so much for your time today. Viewers, we have lots of time to gear up for World Food Day, which is going to be observed on October 16th. You have a lot of time to get ready for these amazing events. Of course, I want to encourage my students from across the territory to sign up for the bake-off competition, the cookie, and of course our adults. We have a lot of tart enthusiasts, guava fudge, a lot of stuff that we love to indulge on. I want you to participate in the bake-off competition and really show the talent that is of BVI culture through foods. Viewers, that is not all the content we have. I want you to tune in, of course, at later today. We're going to be speaking about mental health, of course. That is coming up as well. And at 6 p.m., of course, my colleague Kamal Haynes and I will be bringing you the latest happenings, both locally, regionally, and internationally. But for now, that's all the time I have. Have a good rest of the day, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.